The American economic landscape is shifting rapidly, and if you aren't paying attention, you might miss where you fall in the social and economic hierarchy. You might not think of yourself as lower class or working class, but if you examine some key signs, you may discover that you and your family fit into this demographic without realizing it. Income inequality is on the rise, with the gap between upper earners and lower earners growing wider each year. This contrast became even more pronounced after the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Pew Research Center, in 2021, to qualify as upper class, a household needed to earn over $145,000 annually. Lower class households, on the other hand, earned less than $48,500 per year, while the middle class fell somewhere in between. However, these figures vary significantly based on where you live and the cost of living in your area. Living in the United States, it's easy to overlook the signs of being lower class. Society often reinforces the idea that anyone can achieve the American dream through hard work and determination, regardless of their background. However, income inequality is a growing problem, leaving many individuals and families struggling to make ends meet. Beyond your annual household income, there are several other indicators that might reveal you're lower class without even realizing it. Number 1, limited access to education. If your children struggle in school, but you can't afford a tutor, or you wish to pursue further education but lack the funds to pay for night classes at the local community college, these may be subtle signs of economic struggle. Education is widely considered a cornerstone of social and economic mobility. However, if you come from a lower income background, your access to quality education may be limited compared to those in higher income brackets. This educational disparity can make it difficult to break out of the lower class. Lack of access to education doesn't only affect children. Adults from lower income households often find it challenging to afford professional development courses, certifications, or higher education, which could otherwise improve their earning potential. Without these opportunities, individuals often find themselves stuck in low-paying jobs, with limited chances for career growth. In addition, public schools in lower income areas often face challenges like underfunding, larger class sizes, and fewer extracurricular opportunities. These factors can create a ripple effect, limiting future prospects for students who might otherwise excel with better resources. If you find yourself or your children falling behind academically due to these barriers, it's a sign of systemic economic disparity. Number 2, high debt-to-income ratio. Debt is a common issue across all income levels in the United States, but it can be particularly burdensome for those in the lower class. Between student loans, credit card balances, car payments, and other financial obligations, it's easy to find yourself owing more than you bring in each month. A high debt-to-income (DTI) ratio, where your monthly debt payments exceed 40% of your gross monthly income, is a strong indicator of financial strain. For many in the lower class, the struggle to secure loans or credit cards due to poor credit history or low income further exacerbates their financial challenges. Without access to affordable credit options, individuals may turn to high-interest payday loans or other predatory lending practices, perpetuating a cycle of debt. This high debt burden doesn't just impact your ability to pay bills, it also affects your mental health. The constant stress of mounting debt can lead to anxiety and depression, further compounding the difficulties of breaking free from financial struggles. Additionally, high levels of debt can limit your ability to save for the future or invest in opportunities that could improve your economic situation. Number 3, living paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck is a hallmark of financial insecurity. This cycle often goes unnoticed because it can feel like a normal way of managing money. You receive your paycheck, deposit it into your bank account, and immediately spend it all on necessities like rent, groceries, and utilities. By the time your next paycheck is due, your account is nearly empty, and the process starts all over again. This constant state of financial instability leaves little to no room for savings or investments, creating a precarious situation where any unexpected expense, like a medical emergency or car repair, can throw your entire budget into chaos. If you find yourself in this cycle with no clear way out, it's a strong indication of lower class status. Living paycheck to paycheck also makes it difficult to plan for long-term goals, such as buying a home, starting a business, or saving for retirement. Without the ability to build a financial cushion, you may feel trapped in a situation where every dollar is accounted for before it even reaches your hands. Number 4, reliance on government assistance. Government assistance programs, such as food stamps, subsidized housing, or Medicaid, exist to help individuals and families facing financial hardship. Qualifying for these programs typically requires meeting specific income thresholds, which are often well below the median household income. While there is no shame in utilizing these resources, reliance on government assistance can be a clear indicator of economic struggle. These programs are designed to support those who lack the financial means to cover basic needs like food, housing, and healthcare. If you find yourself dependent on such assistance, it's worth examining your financial situation to understand how you arrived there and what steps you can take to improve it. In some cases, reliance on government assistance can be a temporary solution to financial hardship. However, for many, it becomes a long-term necessity due to systemic barriers like low wages, lack of affordable housing, and limited job opportunities. This cycle of dependence can make it challenging to achieve financial independence. Number 5, saving is impossible. When you're earning a limited income, all your money often goes toward covering the basics: food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. This leaves nothing for savings or investments. Without a financial safety net, even minor emergencies can lead to significant setbacks. Middle-class households are typically advised to maintain an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. However, for lower-class families, building such a fund is nearly impossible. The lack of savings isn't just a financial issue, it's an emotional and psychological one. The constant worry about unexpected expenses can lead to anxiety and stress, making it even harder to focus on long-term financial goals. The inability to save also limits opportunities for economic growth. Investments, whether in the stock market, real estate, or personal development, are often out of reach for lower-income individuals. This creates a cycle where it becomes increasingly difficult to climb the economic ladder. Number 6, difficulty affording healthcare. Healthcare costs in the United States are notoriously high, and for those in the lower class, accessing quality healthcare can be a significant challenge. High deductibles, copays, and prescription costs often lead people to delay or forego necessary medical treatment. This not only affects physical health, but also creates additional financial strain when untreated conditions worsen. For many lower-income individuals, healthcare expenses consume a large portion of their budget, leaving less money for other necessities. The inability to afford adequate healthcare is another indicator of lower-class status, as it reflects a lack of resources to address even basic needs. Recognizing the signs that you might be lower class without realizing it is an essential step toward understanding your financial position and making informed decisions about your future. Limited access to education, high debt-to-income ratios, living paycheck to paycheck, reliance on government assistance, an inability to save, difficulty affording healthcare, limited wealth-building opportunities, and stagnant wages are all indicators of economic struggle. While these challenges can feel overwhelming, they are not insurmountable. By identifying the root causes of financial insecurity and seeking resources to address them, you can begin to take steps toward improving your economic situation. Whether it's pursuing additional education, creating a budget, or seeking financial counseling, small changes can lead to significant improvements over time.